My girlfriend, 29F, is refusing to move out after I, 30 meters, broke things off. I have been living with my girlfriend for 5 years. We have been in couples therapy for the last 3 years and made no progress. I don't mean to put it all on her, but the reason I'm leaving her is because I'm convinced that I will never be able to trust her. A big problem is that she will do very sneaky and underhanded things, and then when I start to express the fact that I don't want to have children or get married to someone who I can't trust, she very briefly turns it around for a week or two and acts like a good housewife, for a lack of better terms. It's always very short-lived, and as soon as she's back in my good graces, she goes right back to lying and manipulating me. I have supported her for the past 5 years, but 2 years ago, while things were going well, we had a very important conversation. She had me convinced that she was ready to finally start acting like an adult. I sold my duplex that I owned outright and bought a larger single-family house with a mortgage. This house was supposed to be to raise children in. She has split the mortgage with me roughly 50% for most of the time we've been living here, but I put $30,000 down on the house out of my savings, and I refused to put her name on the deed until we were married because I wasn't going to marry her until I felt like I could completely trust her. As far as the law is concerned, she's basically been renting from me for the past 2 years. Just for additional context, I've replaced the roof, the flooring, etc. Also, for the 3 years prior to that, I completely supported her while she was struggling with addiction and unable to hold down a job. I finally realized that we absolutely do not have a future together and that I'm only happy when she's not around. I actually start to feel uncomfortable the second I hear her key touch the door when she gets out of work now. I'm also a recovering drug addict, and she has never respected my sobriety in my opinion, because she's continued to bring things into the house and then blatantly lie to me about it over the past 2 years. Again, we are not married, and I just finally broke up with her and asked her to move out by the end of the month. I offered her $6,000 if she was willing to do that, and she outright refused. I asked her if hypothetically she would take $10,000 to leave by the end of the month. I offered to help her repair her credit, put together a retirement plan, find an apartment, handle all of the moving, and give her basically whatever furniture she wants, and to stay in touch with her and help her however I can in the future, just because I genuinely want to see her do well, and I know this is hard for her. She knows that I've never cheated on her. She knows that I'm not talking to another girl now. I just genuinely think that we aren't right for each other, and we are basically just wasting our 30s as long as we're living together. The things that make her happy make me unhappy, and vice versa. She is so hesitant to move out because I believe she still thinks she can change my mind, and she's feeling desperate to try her best to change my mind. I'm just at a complete loss right now. I thought that I was being insanely generous. I would imagine that she's going to come home and basically just act like I didn't just break up with her. I don't know for sure, but I think I know her well enough to know that is exactly how she's going to handle this in an hour or two when she comes home from wherever she is. Does anybody have any advice or a perspective that I'm not considering? We've been referring to this as our house the whole time we've lived here, but it's always been basically out of respect to her because it made her happy. I think she's worried that she's never going to be a homeowner again, and I'm under the impression that she's worried about ending up with someone who's not stable enough to play adult with her. Edit. Thank you all for your advice. This post pretty much blew up while I was asleep, and I'm busy at work at the moment. I'm going to catch up on every last message as soon as I get the time later today. I did a quick glance through the messages and they seem overwhelmingly supportive, with the exception of a few people who clearly didn't read the entire post. I'm almost positive that I've been beyond generous through this entire process and over the last 5 years. I'm not perfect. Far from it, but I sure as hell did my best to let her live the life that she wanted to outside of getting married or having kids when it was obvious to me that neither of us were ready. Again, thank you all so much, and if you have some input to add, please do. I'm going to read absolutely every response on here. First, quit raising the amount of money you are willing to pay to get her to move. Second, Give her a move-out date and stick to it. She has refused your help and money, so you owe her nothing. Definitely talk to an attorney about how to protect your assets. If she was worried about her future, she would be acting like an adult. You have no obligation to be a safety net for her when she doesn't make good choices. First, quit raising the amount of money you are willing to pay to get her to move. Important point. She might speculate that your offers will keep increasing after you double the amount you were willing to pay her. Lower your offers starting now and stick to lowering it every time she threatens you. You can do this in small steps if you feel the need to support her, but make it clear that she can't blackmail you. I mean, she's currently not a homeowner. You are. You've said it correctly. She's basically been renting from you. It, unfortunately, sounds like she is a very toxic and manipulative person, and you are being more than generous offering her $6,000 to move out when in actual fact, you owe her absolutely nothing. Would you expect the same from her if roles were reversed? You should give her to the end of the month, and if she has made absolutely no effort to find somewhere to move to, I would honestly recommend getting a solicitor involved. Keep everything above board and official from the beginning, because it didn't sound like she is going to go easily. Speak to lawyer. She may have some claim to your home depending on where you live, and if you were deemed common law, you need to formally evict her. Take photos of the house and all the items so that she can't steal them when she leaves. Do not have sex with her. She may tamper with your condoms and her birth control to baby trap you. If she says she's pregnant, get a paternity test ASAP before giving any money or signing the birth certificate. Get a lock for your bedroom door. It may take a few months to get her out, but I would begin a legal eviction process. Get a lawyer. She's not an official homeowner, but she has been living there for years, so I'm pretty sure she can't just be legally kicked out immediately. I could be wrong. It's gross she isn't moving out, but if you have to go through an official eviction process, the sooner you start, the sooner she will be gone. You don't have to pay her money to move out. If she's just a tenant, then give her an eviction notice. You need to research how to do so in your area, state. Usually, an eviction gives people 30 days to get out. Then you get the law involved if they don't. Edited to add dash. In the meantime, move her stuff out of your bedroom into a spare room. You can't just kick her out of the house, but you don't have to share a bed with her either. Change Wi-Fi password. Account passwords, like Netflix. If you pay for the internet, just don't mess with necessary utilities, like water or electric. Lock down your finances. Change passwords on your electronic devices. Obviously, don't touch hers. Lock up your sensitive documents, etc. Well, this is I'm OG from a 59-year-old woman, now divorced. If I were in your shoes, you have been more than generous. You have tried counseling, it's not working. After 3 years, time to say time's up. It is not your responsibility to raise an adult. 4. Talk to your municipality to evict her. Whether you grant her money or not at this point is irrelevant. State to said lady your reasons and leave it at that. She paid half the mortgage but at times was not. House is not in her name. Yes, she would be considered renting. You sound like a very caring person. I give you a lot of kudos for that. Most men wouldn't. You need to put it in writing and have her served. The municipality in which you live can help you. If all else fails, sell the house. You may not want to, however. Do you want to live with the memories? If you can, great. If not, start over with another. I wish you the best. It's hard trying to raise an adult, and doesn't sound like she's comprehending. Don't keep going back and forth with this lady. It's time to cut the cord. My best wishes on your new beginnings. Why are so many people buying houses together, when it's really one person on the deed and one person paying rent? I just had a friend buy a house with her boyfriend, but it's the exact situation you describe. She thinks she's part owner, but she's just gonna be screwed in a couple of years if they break up. You're definitely entitled to live in your house and she isn't, so she needs to leave. Went through this exact thing with my ex. I didn't realize it until it was too late that she is someone whose accomplishments and status are formed entirely on the coattails of men she is either in a relationship with or is FWBs with. so she doesn't know how to play adult by herself. I think a lot of that has contributed to some serious entitlement. She moved into my house that I owned, except she didn't pay any of the living expenses yet still felt entitled to call it her home and decorate it how she wanted. When I broke it off and asked her to move, I did the same thing. Bought her a car, offered her money and furniture and to handle getting her a new place ready to go by paying all the deposits and a few months' worth of rent. But she wanted to stay in my house for another 6 months. She ended up pretending like we were still a couple and not even telling her daughter that lived with us that we had broken up. I see a lot of the same thing in your girlfriend based on your description. Wants every part of a stable adult life just on somebody else's shoulders. And she knows that she won't be able to have that without you. I made the mistake of letting mine walk all over me and it ended up a long drawn-out mess. Looking back, I should have just been stern and ripped the band-aid off so to speak, and I think that's what you are going to end up having to do with yours. Exactly. So sorry you had to deal with that. This is really painful and I can tell she's desperate to keep up appearances or something. I have planned for retirement, she hasn't. I've been a homeowner, she hasn't. I've bought her the only 2 cars she's ever owned. She's worried that she won't find someone established again. I'll have to live by that rip off the band-aid advice although verbally I have. I need to do it with my actions. You handled this strangely, Angel. Obviously your generosity wasn't wanted. She doesn't want money or a retirement plan. She wants to be with you. If she takes what you're offering, that's tantamount to agreeing to the breakup, which is obviously the last thing she wants. You've been with her 5 years. Is she the type that can be bought out or does she really love you and want to fight for you? Because those are the options as she sees it. Stop offering her anything except a 30-day notice. Which for all your generosity you gave her the least of the most important part of the moving out puzzle and the moving on puzzle, time. Tell her there's 0 chance of reconciliation and then grey rock her. Not sure about where you live but where I live, you would have to evict her. With COVID, you can't legally evict someone in many areas. You should check with your local government, but that may be what you have to do. As far as the situation goes, sounds like you are making a good decision. Just be cautious. When people get in desperate situations they can do crazy things. Either hurt themselves or you. Do you think her parents might be able to help you talk to her? Maybe bring it up at your next counseling meeting. If you are still going to couples therapy, maybe they can talk to her about it. Early 30s female. I'm so sorry you are going through this. Breaking up is hard. And if the person isn't compliant just makes everything worse. Last year my BF of 3 years broke up with me. We had an apartment we bought together, both names on the deed. But since my parents helped us buy so we wouldn't have a mortgage, he said he would just leave and we would proceed as I wanted, either keep it or sell it. I chose to keep the apartment and he gave me his half legally. As we were in a common law marriage and in my country you can donate everything you have to your proven partner. Since we were paying my parents back, his half to that moment was considered rent. I paid the credits he made in his name for stuff we bought for the house, and also paid every legal fee required to change the deed. For him it was as if it never happened. He asked me to keep his stuff for a month while he sorted his life, and left me most of the furniture and appliances as well. He moved out the same day we broke up, and as promised he came back a month later to take all his stuff out. It was stressful, and things got very sour for other reasons, but I can't say he didn't keep his word. He was just mad at me because he wanted to keep the apartment but couldn't go back on our deal. I really hope she understands it won't do any better if she makes it harder to leave. You deserve to move on if you're not happy and she should be thankful you're worried about her situation. Best of luck, Op. This is definitely better placed in our legal advice because that's what you need. Lots of people in this thread giving legal advice based off their incorrect knowledge and how they think it should be, not how things are. Things like cohabitation agreements, common law partnerships, paying rent versus paying mortgage, and disposition of property in relationships vary greatly from state to state, province to province, and country to country. As an example, where I live in Canada, You two would be considered common law partners and she would likely be entitled to half the increased value of the property from the time of the purchase until the time you broke up. Get actually legal advice based off your jurisdiction. Currently though, in most if not all North American jurisdictions, she has every right to stay and live there. Squatters' rights wouldn't apply if she's paying rent, because squatters' rights are based off squatting, living without paying, not off a payment agreement. The only difference is going to be whether it's an eviction or other way of getting her to leave. I'm confused about your story. You say you've supported her for the past 5 years. But you guys split the mortgage 50-50. You say she is refusing to move out, but later you say you're afraid she is going to come home and act like you didn't break up with her. When did you break up with her? Because that kind of makes it sound like you just broke up with her in the past 24 hours. And at the very least, she should have a full month to move out. Also, who only refers to the home they live with their partner in for 2 years, regardless of whose name is on the deed, only as our house out of respect because it makes the other partner happy. I'm sorry, what? If a guy owns a home, and his live-in GF pays for half of the mortgage for 2 years, you don't see the GF saying goodbye to people at the party being like we are heading back to his house now, or the boyfriend being like we are heading back to my place now, out of respect because it made her happy. This is so weird. Also, if you've been splitting the mortgage 50-50 for 2 years, for the purposes of your future baby's family with her, you may not be legally married, but depending on what your mortgage is, it's hard to say if $6,000 is really all that generous. Find out how much principal her half is paid down on the mortgage, and then determine how generous of an offer that was. You don't necessarily legally owe that to her, but it's something to consider. I'd write up something formal with a deadline for her to be out, but with a date that is actually legal for you to give. The end of the month isn't sufficient notice if she has been living with you and paying you half the mortgage, because she has tenants' rights. Check your local laws. Usually it's 30 days from the beginning of the next full month, so you can't tell her the end of the month. You'd be looking at July 30th. Try to separate where you spend your time in the home in the meantime. In terms of giving her any money, personally, I think it would be fair to pay her back the principal that she contributed in paying the mortgage. Sure, you don't technically owe it to her in a court of law, but you guys have been living together with an eye to the future and she's been paying down your loan with you. At the time, you weren't thinking of yourself as her landlord, so it seems reasonable for you not to be profiting off of her living with you. Since it's the beginning of the mortgage, it's likely not a ton of money. If you return the principal to her, you will both have saved money in the situation, and it won't just be you making a profit. Also, I would stop framing this as you having supported her for 5 years. You supported each other. She was a significant contributor financially, even if she wasn't the property owner. You may have paid the bulk of expenses, but a portion of it was towards an investment for you, so it's not all expense. I know that when you make the call with a relationship, sometimes you just want to cut the cord and separate, but cohabitating always makes that more complicated. I am extremely bothered by some of the legal advice you are getting. Here to set the record straight, 1. She does not have squatters' rights and no standing to claim them. Squatting implies a vacated property becomes a temporary dwelling, not a house that is currently occupied and upkept. Your repairs and remodels. She is considered a tenant as you've stated. 2. Common law marriage is not really a thing in the USA. It is recognized in 8 states, Co, IA, KS, Mont, NH, SC, TX, UT, and is determined by very specific instances. You would have to look at the legislation further, but I don't see how this will be a hurdle for you even if you do live in one of these states, as you are actively trying to end the relationship. 3. This is a month-to-month arrangement that you have with her. You need to give her 30 days notice. You can offer her money if you'd like and are able, but there is really no need. That's generous of you, but it sounds like she is just worried that her reality is being threatened. Do not let her push you around. People can become vindictive during a breakup. This is especially true when they are being kicked out of their home after a breakup. Op is a recovering addict, and the GF lied about bringing drugs into the home. She also started ranting about squatters' rights, which indicates that she's not afraid to use, or misuse, the legal system to get her way. The GF is an addict who's panicking because she's about to lose her safety net. Op has plenty of reason to be afraid of what she'll do.